Hello there, guys, and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for another hangover review. This time off the Crystal Palace versus Chelsea match, and we won again 1-0. This time I'm here with Sammy. So, do you want to say hello, Sammy?
Hello, guys.
How's it going, mate? You all right?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad, obviously. Can't complain when you win 11 games in a row, can you?
No, I can't. It's in dreamland.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you would have seen from my review and Sammy's fan cam review, we weren't too impressed with the game and the performance overall, but what matters is the 3 points. So yeah, as I said, the game was pretty dire. We didn't, especially in the first half and until Fabregas came on, we didn't really create anything. And in my opinion, even after that, we had a few chances, yes, but none of those chances were like we really should have scored from that. It was like, yes, we had chances, but it wasn't like, how did we miss or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
Apart from Fabregas' one at the end.
The one at the end, I think it got blown back for handball, or was that the other one you mean?
Oh yeah, it did get handball, yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, that he should have scored. But you know, obviously Alonso's free kick against the bar, which I didn't know yet that in slot because someone told me in the comments after in my review that apparently he scored quite a few free kicks in Serie A. So why not let him take a few more? But generally, what were your thoughts on the game?
Oh, like you said, we didn't play that well, but all that matters is 3 points, and this is another reason why I love this team, because last year we didn't play well, we lost. When we played well, we drew or lost, and now we're playing good, we win. We're playing bad, we win. That is, I know I've said it like 100 times, but don't you think that's a sign of champions? A sign of a good team. Doesn't matter how you play, your striker is still going to score, your defenders are still going to get clean sheets. That's just perfect, isn't it? Because even the best teams in the world, when they don't play great, they still lose and they still don't get results. And look, we're winning. So yeah, we're in a perfect position.
I couldn't agree more. It's just the only thing that worries me a slight bit that we've had 3 not so great performances in a row. And actually, even against, well, Spurs second half was good, but even against Middlesbrough and City, we weren't that great. So pretty much since the last international break, we haven't been as good as we have been before that. You know, of course, you can't expect us to play incredibly well like we did against United or Everton every week. I understand that. But it's still hasn't been as good. So whether that's a bit of tiredness or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But as long as we get the 3 points, that's all that matters. And obviously now we've got a fair few days off until Boxing Day, so that's not too bad either. But yeah, obviously Diego Costa scored the decisive goal just before halftime with a really good cross or pass or lofting ball into the box, whatever you want to call it, by Aspilicueta. And when it was flying in, I really didn't expect Diego to get a head on that. Like he's tall and he's strong, but he doesn't usually do too well with headers from, you know, what I've seen. But he did really well to get that on target and obviously over the keeper in the far corner. But what did that goal obviously look like from the stands?
From the stands, the cross from Aspilicueta looked really high, so none of us really expected anything from it. And all suddenly you just see Costa jump so high because Danny Ward is quite small, so it looked even the gap looked even bigger. And all suddenly it was a goal. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the goal. I haven't seen the match at all from the highlights.
Yeah,
but from what I saw, it was just such a weird goal because it just looked like a bad cross from my view.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It was very high in the
first place as well, and what I said in the review as well. But when I watched the Sky Sports analysis of it, and they said like incredible cross, and Pardew said that's a Fabregas-like pass and all of this and all of that. And I watched the replay a few times. I mean, it's actually not too bad of a pass. And I said in my review it was terrible defending because I was like, surely. But I think wasn't he up against Stan in that moment? I think he was.
Yeah.
So Stan is not the smallest of defenders, is he? So you know, he's quite good in the air, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't watch too many Crystal Palace games, but you know, it looked a bit strange that Costa was just able to get so much higher than him and just head it over the keeper. But you know, watching the replays, it was actually just a good ball and a good finish. You know, I can't really complain. And as we said, obviously in the second half, Fabregas came on to replace Willian, which obviously changed our system as well to a sort of 3-5-1-1, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. And that worked wonders, didn't it? Like Fabregas just completely changed the game. Of course, we didn't score another goal, but we suddenly felt like we were in control again. And before the first bit of the second half, wasn't too great, was it?
No, but we have to remember Palace are in a really bad stage at the moment. So don't forget, they probably wanted that win more than us. So they probably pressured, and plus they were losing 1-0. So they probably had a lot of pressure, especially from losing at half time. Pardew probably gave them a hairdryer. So they was under a lot of pressure. So I do understand. So I do accept not having a game that was perfect against them.
Yeah.
And plus, we've had issues against Pardew's side for a very long time. Even with Newcastle, Pardew is always good against us.
No, true.
I wasn't actually expecting an easy game.
Yeah, no, true. The only thing that annoyed me a little bit is that instead of trying to pass it out like we usually do, and like we've been so good at over this, 11 or 10 games run before that, it's like when we were in sort of defensive situations, not just kicking it long, but trying to pass it out and create the counter attack or create an attack. And yesterday, for some reason, we were just trying to kick it long, and we didn't even kick it to Diego. We kicked it to no man's land.
Yeah,
and that's why we didn't get out of that pressure.
Looks like we're panicking. Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Looked like the defense was panicking.
Yeah,
just kept clearing the ball.
I felt especially Moses and Alonso were like, "What are you doing with your clearances? Like, just try to hit it to Diego at least, and not just anywhere." But as I said, when Fabregas came on, I felt like we got a bit more stability, a bit more. We got a bit calmer, and just obviously better on the ball. And he had literally seconds after he came on, we should have scored pretty much, but for some reason he sort of had a shot at Alonso. I think he tried to aim it at Hazard, and Alonso got in the way. But pretty much an instant impact. And then another few ones where he was involved, and maybe we could have scored, but we didn't. But it was definitely, he had a good impact on the game, which I like Fabregas, so I'm always happy when he has a good impact when he does get to play. So another thing, Costa obviously picked up his 5th yellow card, as so did Kante, which means obviously both are suspended against Bournemouth. Do you think there will be a big blow, or do you think we should be able to cope with it at home against Bournemouth?
I do believe we can cope, because Fabregas can replace Kante and Batshuayi can replace Costa, but it would be a big difference, because Kante is literally a wall in our midfield. He was the Matic of 2 years ago, but even better.
Yeah,
and I can see him being a big one, because against City's goal against us, I honestly believe if Matic and Kante played together, that goal wouldn't have happened, because City came through the middle. That's the only time I don't. This is why I agree with Conte not starting Fabregas, because he hasn't got the defensive qualities. So I think we're going to miss him. Costa is very aggressive. We're a very defensive team, and then we counter attack. So we do need a striker that knows how to get in the correct positions at all time. Yeah. And Batshuayi we haven't actually seen much of him, so we don't know if he's the right man for that formation yet. So with Batshuayi, I've got to see him in more games to judge, to see if we can live without Costa or not. But Kante 100% and will make a difference.
I agree. Yeah, of course, it's also not that easy for Batshuayi, because obviously Costa has been playing every game. So as you said, the positioning and where to go and stuff is not as easy if you're not regularly in the team. Training is a completely different thing, of course. And what I personally go with, obviously we're gonna make previews as well. But what I go with is what we went with in the second half against Palace yesterday. Go with a 3-5-2 or a 3-5-1-1, because I think if we played Matic and Chalobah and then Fabregas just ahead of them, I think, because there's no Kante, I think to help Matic out by playing Chalobah next to him, or even Mikel if he's fit. I wouldn't even mind playing Mikel, but preferably Chalobah, because then I think we have enough solidity in midfield even without Kante, to be fine. I mean, if we play Hazard next to Batshuayi, we should be able to score 1 or 2 and probably keep them out, to be honest. Is the score still 1-0 of Man City and Arsenal?
Yeah, still 1-1.
All right. That would obviously be the perfect result for us. And then let's hope Everton can, even maybe beat Liverpool tomorrow. But yes, obviously looking at the table right now, before this game has started, we were obviously 9 points clear. Hopefully it's 8. Maybe, 8. Would be obviously even better, but even 6 points is incredible already. By now we're actually guaranteed top of the league by New Year's. No, we're not, because goal difference. But at least on goal difference, we could be on points. We could be equal. So you can't really. There's no reason why we can't. Like, what I'm trying to say is, there's no argument for why we shouldn't win the league right now. There really isn't, and it's something I didn't expect at the start of the season. I know a lot of Italian fans have told me, right, we pretty much knew that was going to happen once you signed him, but I really didn't expect it. And obviously, we've got the transfer window coming up, which we are going to put out a transfer rumor video in the upcoming week. Signing one or two major players, but what do you think about the table? Is it just ours to lose now?
See, the thing is, on the first fan cam of the season against West Ham at Stamford Bridge, I said to Louis, I never said we were going to win the league, but I said there's no reason why we're not title contenders. There's no reason why we can't win the league.
Yeah.
Yes, last year was a disaster, but that was the same team that won the league the year before. So we've always had a very good team. Why we didn't do anything last year, I don't know. But this year it looks like we're back to normal, or possibly even better. So with for the actual players we've got amazing squad. So that's why I am surprised with the gap is 9 points at the moment. And obviously after the Arsenal score, it'd be probably 8 points, but that's still quite a big gap. But I'm not so surprised we're fighting for the league, because we have an amazing squad. It's not like they're small players. They're all experienced. They're all hungry. We should have been fighting for the Premier League for the past 5 years.
Yeah, no, of course, I agree. It's just that obviously from last season, we didn't know whether Conte would be able to get our main players back to their best, which he has done so far, with Fabregas, also Fabregas, but Hazard, Costa, the defense, all of them have been massively improved. But I agree with you at the start of the season, but now we're not just contenders, we're pretty much favourites. You can't be 6 or 8 points clear without being the favourite, let's be honest. The only position, obviously, that I think we're quite low is definitely the left wing back position, because we don't really have anyone to back up Alonso. Yes, we have Aino can play there, but he's right-footed, so it's always difficult to play him there, especially because he's so young and unexperienced. Yes, there is Jada Silva, who could possibly do a job there, but he's not even in the first team training. So he's, even if he could do a job, he's not gonna be the next player to come in if Alonso picks up an injury or something. That's not going to happen. So in my opinion, that's the main position where we need backup. Of course, you could argue a striker would do as well, because we only have 2. Well, yes, we have Solanke, but 2
experienced.
Exactly, yeah. And even Batshuayi is quite young. He's 23, isn't he? So
that's why I do believe Traore should have stayed. It would have avoided spending money on another striker.
I agree, yeah. And also, I think Traore would be really good on the right wing position in this 3-4-3.
He's very quick, isn't he?
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't followed him too closely, so I don't really know how well he's doing in Holland. So but yeah. So guys, do you have any questions for us that you want us to answer? Obviously, maybe about the transfer window or any other things that you want to ask us, pretty much.
There's one thing I've seen a lot is do you know Napoli's left back, Guillem? There has been a lot of talks. Chelsea have been interested with him. And I do, because I've seen him through a lot of international games as well. I do believe he's the perfect fit. Some people say he's better than Alonso.
Yeah, no,
so I think that would solve the problem. So if Alonso does start ahead of him and he's injured, we've got a good backup with Guillem, because he's part of the reason why Napoli had a good season last year as well. So I think
he definitely looks good. Yeah, from the games I've seen. Obviously, a player that I sort of heard rumours about, and that I like personally, is De Sciglio from Milan. I think he is from AC Milan, and obviously Conte knows him from the international from Italy. So that is obviously handy as well. I just hope we sign someone there, and whoever it is, Conte will probably have thoughts, probably a right fit. So probably going to be happy with whoever it is, because I didn't really know Alonso before we signed him, and he turned out to be all right. So wait, let's just see. Marco Verratti to Chelsea. Do you think there is any chance in that? Because there's been quite a few rumours about apparently us bidding 30 million, which I think is way too low. Like, we're definitely not getting him for 30 million. But do you think there's a chance?
I personally don't want him. I think for the price tag, we shouldn't. And for leaving, he plays for PSG, right?
Yeah, the Italian, the small one.
Yeah,
he's like 6'6", I think. If that 5'6", sorry.
Leaving PSG for Chelsea, that I do believe that's a team transfer that could happen. But for the price tag, for his price tag and where he ranks in the world, I just don't see it happening.
But apparently he's not that expensive. So, or do you mean it's still too much?
I think it's too much for someone that's possibly not going to start every game.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I think he's good. Like, especially thinking about the games when they played against us, he's always bossed on midfield, whether that was Matic on top form or not. So, you know, I'm not too sure. It's just a question of Kante. We won't bench Kante. Verratti won't be happy to sit on the bench. And in my opinion, you can't have 2 5'6" and 5'7" centre mids. Doesn't work, in my opinion. That's just not suited for the Premier League.
Yeah, just look at Oscar to start.
There's obviously been rumours about Sanchez to Chelsea. Me personally, I just think that's a lot of.
I do understand if Sanchez wants to leave Arsenal, because obviously he's coming from one of the best teams in the world, so he's always hungry to win titles, Champions Leagues, etc. And Arsenal, they are a good side, especially this season, but they're probably getting like an FA Cup max or something. So I understand why it's a new experience for him. So he's probably getting a little bit depressed at the moment. So I do understand. So I do believe if it's possible he does want to leave, but going to a big rival like Chelsea, I don't believe Arsenal would let him do that. It would probably be a triple amount of the price tag he actually is to go to a rival club. So I don't think that would ever happen. But I would absolutely love him. Swap him with Pedro.
Of course, no, he'd be
amazing.
Incredible. Like our front three would be absolutely insane, but you know, I simply can't see Arsenal selling him to us. I mean, I know they've done stupid things in the past with transfers, but even them can't be that stupid. Thomas Sia said we need a more direct left winger. You sure, mate? We've got Hazard there. He's on 8 goals. Well, okay. Then why does Chelsea want to buy James Rodriguez? Well, I'm pretty sure we don't. So
we have looked at him for quite a while. Even this January, the last transfer in the summer, we did look for him. But the thing is, he's an amazing player. He's obviously a player I would love to see at Chelsea. But our formation doesn't really use centre attacking mids.
Exactly, and I don't think he's any good on the wing. So
he won't be worth the price tag, because obviously he's an amazing player and he's young, so he will be expensive. And I do agree he should be expensive, but it's not the right player we need.
Yeah.
Last year, because we played Cams.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He's better than Oscar, I personally believe, but we don't need a Cam at the moment. Like you said, we need a left wing or left back up, and possibly an experienced CDM.
Well, CDM, I don't know. I'd be happy
if Mikel
to
goes
through and stuff.
If Mikel leaves,
we should bring someone in if Mikel leaves. So obviously Thomas Sears just said he meant right winger. Yeah, no, I do agree. I think neither Willian or Pedro are quite up to the standard that you kind of need. But it's not one of the positions that I think we should look at first, because I think they're still good.
Another thing about wingers, we've got so many good wingers on the loan. Like
apparently City had 1 up. I'm not sure if that's true.
Let me see, just loading. Yeah, 2-1.
All right. I mean, I'd rather have City win than Arsenal, but still prefer a draw, obviously. What else have I seen? Obviously, you know, the Oscar rumour has pretty much been confirmed by William. Apparently, said goodbye already. So what do you think about that? And I don't know now if it's 52 million or 60 million, but either way, that would be a lot of money for someone who doesn't even make our bench.
Who?
Oscar.
See, Chinese league, I really don't know anything about it. All I do know, it's not really big. So I do believe leagues like that do pay stupid amounts of money. Because look at Ramirez. He cost a lot of money for them. So I do kind of believe it, but I personally don't think he's going to want to move to China. Because when players go to that far in the world, they won't get as much media. They won't get as much media support as they do around here. So it would make it like his status go down. Like, have you really heard? Apart from Ramirez's red card, have you really heard of him? Even plays in America, so his like fame would go down, and obviously China's a big step for him to go from Brazil to England and then to China. It's a very big step. So personally, I don't think he would leave.
No, but apparently Willian has said he's already said goodbye.
Yeah.
So you know,
I've seen like news links say on Facebook. I haven't seen the big.
no, BBC have actually reported it. Obviously, not that it's confirmed, but you know, even Conte was like, well, if there's huge offers, sometimes you have to think the best for the club and all of that. I mean, I'm not sure if it will happen, and I agree with you, it would be a bit weird, but for 400k or 350k a week, would you turn it down? Probably not. So, to be honest, I don't really understand that question. Guys, do you think we have a better sub in case we lose our first keeper?
Actually, isn't his wife Chinese or Asian?
She looks Asian, but
yeah, so maybe she could have persuaded him or something. It might be good for her.
Yeah, maybe. People want us to say our Bournemouth lineup. I mean, we're obviously going to do a preview, but as I said, I'd go with a 3-5-2 and Chalobah, Matic and Sesk in midfield, and the rest obviously picks itself.
I won't change it at all.
Well, we have to with Kante and Costa.
Apart from Costa, so I'll put Michi.
Yeah.
And then for the midfield, I'll just put Fabregas. But so let's say the same formation against City, but with Batshuayi.
All right, yeah, fair enough. I'm just going by because it worked quite well against Crystal Palace in the second half. So, but yeah, no, of course. So, do you have any other questions, guys, or is it? Otherwise, we're probably going to wrap it up here. Oh yeah, when is Zouma going to start playing? What are your opinions on that?
See, Zouma, I personally prefer him over Cahill, but we've only conceded twice, I think, in 11 games.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I can say our defense is almost perfect or perfect. So it's not fair to change anyone, because how can you think about if that was you, someone you only cost 2 goals, well, as a team cost 2 goals out of 11, and then all of a sudden someone says, "Oh, I'm going to put this guy on that hasn't played at all." So as much as I love Zouma, I've got to put the team first, and performance-wise, we're playing brilliant with Azpilicueta, Luiz, and Cahill. So I don't want to change it. I'll change it until we start to see more errors.
Yeah, I agree. I think there is a chance of him possibly playing against Stoke, simply because we're going to have a lot of games, and obviously our game after Stoke is Tottenham, so maybe just to give Cahill a little bit of a rest. But generally, I completely agree with you. Cahill hasn't made a mistake since we played Arsenal, so why would he deserve to be dropped? Players, you only get dropped when you mess something up. You never change a winning formula. But yeah, no, of course, Zouma, he's been a great defender whenever he has played. But for now, we don't know whether he's going to be good in the 3-4-3. He's very inexperienced. He's played it at Saint-Etienne in the league, of course, and with us. But he's still not a very experienced defender. And the 3 we have at the back now, they've played a lot in their career. Even Azpilicueta, who, what age is he now? 27, 28. He's been around for a while. So I'm not too confident that first game Zouma is going to be quality. And also, remember, he's had a terrible injury. And even though he's played a few development squad games, it's not the same as starting a Premier League game. So give him a bit of time and he'll come back, good.
I think we should start him against Peterborough.
Yeah, no, of course, we have to start him there, but that's still a while ago. I was thinking maybe he can play a game before that. Have Peterborough played the other team yet? Is that Thunder we're playing Peterborough? Is it still either one of the two?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, someone said we should get De Bruyne, or should we get De Bruyne? Well, we shouldn't have sold him.
Shouldn't have sold him, but again, he's more of a cam than winger.
Yeah, even though he plays in the wing for City mostly, or as a striker today.
It's be the same error as what we just spoke about Rodriguez. If he does succeed as a right winger for us, he'd be good. But if he does prefer to be in the middle, he just there'd be no use for him because we don't play cams.
Yeah, no, exactly. And obviously, you know, City will never sell him back to us. Like, they won't be that stupid. And if they do, he'd probably be more expensive than Pogba. Let's be honest. He'd probably be. So that's just not happening. Get that out of your head.
We don't need him, to be honest. Let's just say it wasn't meant to be. He's a great player. We had him. We got rid of him. It just wasn't. It just wasn't meant to be. And look at us now. We're top of the league. Got an amazing squad. Do we honestly need to say we need him?
No, we really don't.
No, so we're fine. We're in good hands at the moment.
Yeah. How long will our winning streak last for? So obviously, next games are Bournemouth, Stoke, Tottenham, and then Leicester. I don't know who we play after that.
See, people look at smaller teams in the league as easier games, but if you look at us in the past years, the lower league teams are the ones that give us that we struggle the most against.
Well, we haven't beat Tottenham away in a while, to be honest.
True, but for many years, I remember we've comfortably beat Arsenal 6-0, Tottenham, City, all others, and then we've struggled. I remember like 2 years ago against Norwich,
Sunderland, stuff like that.
And like you said, we've not been playing well for the past 3 games, and our past 3 have been West Brom, Sunderland, and Palace, lower teams in the league, and they're more defensive than others. So I'm more confident against bigger teams than lower teams. So against Stoke or something, I'm preparing for a surprise. I don't know about you. I'm not.
I mean, me personally, I think, you know, it's difficult to judge, to be honest. But I think until Leicester, we could go winning every game, to be honest. Obviously, that would be a new record. Overall in the Premier League, there would be 15 games in a row that we won. But it's just too difficult to judge. Who can replace Moses in case we lose him or in case he gets injured? Well, I mean, of course, you could just put Azpilicueta in that position and move Zouma or Ivanovic in the centre-back spot. Or, Aina, of course, if we can play left wing-back against West Ham, he'll probably even better on the right. So we have got more options on the right than on the left.
Isn't Kennedy back as well from loan?
He is back, yeah, but it's apparent what Conte said in a press conference is he's got a month to sort of, you know,
get back to fitness
and stuff, and either we loan him out again or he stays. So if he does well, he is obviously a cover for Alonso. But, you know, the fact that he has been loaned out after, you know, Conte had a look at him in pre-season doesn't fill me with too much confidence that Conte will want to rely on him now, to be honest. But yeah, other questions. How long should Hazard and Courtois? How long will Hazard and Courtois stay? Well, if we're going like we are, winning the Premier League, being back in the Champions League, they definitely won't leave next summer. But other than that, it's just way too difficult to judge, isn't it?
Courtois is a weird one because we have seen for quite a long time he wants to leave. Because of last season, we let in a lot of goals and the beginning of this season. So goalkeepers do get a lot of blame. Yeah. And I remember after Liverpool, I saw him outside Stamford Bridge, and he was like really upset. So I do understand mentally conceding loads of goals and having a bad defence does make him want to leave the team. So I do understand that, but I don't think he's a Chelsea fan. So I don't think his future, he actually cares about the team at all. Because obviously now we're winning, and now he looks like he loves Chelsea again. But I don't know if that's because we've made him look good again. And another thing, against Palace, he walked out. He walked out the stadium. He didn't get the coach, and about 7 fans walked up to him to have a picture, and he said no. Like, that's it, just a plain no, and just walked off. And me and the cameraman, that really hurt us. It wasn't us that asked for pictures. We just saw the little kids go Courtois, ask for a picture. No, and that's it.
Yeah, no, that's obviously
you're getting thousands a week. He says no.
That's just stupid. I mean, of course, after
that's when I think, you shouldn't be like this. It's not how you treat your fans. So that's why I actually think, and he's quite known for that, for ignoring fans. So I remember I've seen like my friend Charlie just called his name, he just blanked them. So I don't believe he has a future at Chelsea from his view. I'd love him to say because he is world class, but I don't think he has a heart for Chelsea. Don't know what you think.
I mean, of course, after the win against Sunderland, where he pulled off that incredible save, and let's be honest, it was incredible.
Yeah,
he did look very excited and passionate and whatnot. But of course, hearing stuff like what you just said now doesn't fill me with too much confidence. But to be honest, you know, he has a contract, and before his contract expires, I don't care whether he loves the club too much or not. If he pulls out saves like he did against,
does his job.
Yeah, as long as he pulls out save like against Sunderland, I'm perfectly happy with him staying. You know, not every player will love your club. You'll always get that, and as long as they perform, that's, to be honest, what matters. You can't have 11 JTs in your squad that would die for the team. That's obvious. And hello, Louis. How's it going? How's Australia, mate? But yeah, a lot of question of who we should get. I think that's a lot. Too much rumors now, too much speculation. We will put out a transfer rumor video going into more depth about who we have been linked with. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video or this live stream. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. After, you know, it is uploaded as a video, and the comment section opens down below. Leave us your thoughts, obviously, on the Crystal Palace game. Who do you think we can sign, maybe as a backup for Alonso, or as a, you know, someone to make Alonso our backup? Leave us all of your thoughts down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know, we still want to hit those 20k before Christmas. Very unlikely, we know, but you know, why not try? But yeah, thank you, Sammy, for coming on. Hope you did enjoy it.
Yeah, I did. It's always a pleasure joining your reviews.
Good stuff, mate. And obviously, I'm going over for the Stoke game, staying at Sammy's place, so thank you for that. So, you know, you'll finally see me on fan cams, whether you want to or not. Don't care. Will happen anyway. But yeah, that's it from us. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, guys.